for most people in India and abroad hold a special place. At one point being the most visited honeymoon destination and a Bollywood favorite for the exquisite scenery it had to provide, this valley has grown tremendously in footfalls over the last decade. Tourism in the state of Himachal Pradesh is extensive, with popular destinations like Shimla, Dharamshala, Dalhousie, Kasauli, and Kullu. Boarding and housing for the thousands visiting is a necessity. Katkuni has been synonymous with vernacular architecture in Himachal Pradesh since the early habitation. Walls constructed with alternate courses of dry masonry and wood without any cementing mortar, with a stone plinth at the bottom and closing off with slate roofings. Though not all structures of living match up to the innate heavenly aesthetic visible in the landscape. Structures these days are a mere imprint of time when building was with reason. Most construction that exists today are unresponsive to nature and only add to a similar looking design of the facade. To add to this, construction is rampant and ever present to meet the demands of the tourism industry. And everyone seems to be building at lightning speed, primarily to cash in during the season. Not far from the populous Himalayan resort town in a village 4 kilometers away called Burva, two architects are set to build a homestay, keeping in sync with the natural habitat and locally available materials. Bio-architects Shavir Irani and Arine Tari have been working on their most ambitious project yet for over a year now. Situated along the Bays River sits a humble 1-acre plot where construction has taken a new shape.
So we believe that the building and the architecture is like a living form. It's not just a dead piece of mass that you just walk into and use. So it's as much as a living being as you are and as the inhabitants are. You need light, you need to breathe, you need love. We believe that the building needs the same affection, the same kind of care. It would be like the building needs light. So you have nice openings to celebrate the sun coming in during the winter, which you very much need the warmth of. You need the wind to blow in to have cross ventilation. You need to take care of the building. You need to probably replaster it, repaint it, like all buildings and all spaces do. We take care of the building as we take care of our own bodies and our own selves and our own loved ones. PYHT has a more holistic approach towards architecture. So we want to engage with the community and the people and the artisans. Now, working with the hand is one very key philosophy or key practice that we try and do. So we try and engage as much as people and work that can be done by hand and not substitute that with machines. We would not need as many men working on the stones if we use the machine. So that many people would have lost livelihood. Obviously, there is a comparison based on cost and everything. So if there is not a big difference, we always will go with handwork over a machine doing the job.
We walked over here, we tried to understand a few things that are happening, and one of the things that was really prominent about the site were its large boulders. The first thing that struck us is that how do we incorporate these boulders on our site? We believe in like an architecture wherever we go is to understand the vernacular architecture, the traditional, the way people have been evolving building and built form over the years in architecture. So we believe in understanding this and adding our value to it. It's an earthquake zone 4 area. It's seriously cold outside in the winters, and so we need to protect ourselves from these harsh natural elements. The idea is to celebrate stone. Stone is the natural material available on this site. It's reshaping these huge boulders to really create something we hope is going to be spectacular. We hope to give the site, the context, the land, what it really deserves.
The The idea is, like I said, we want the building to be as much as part of the landscape as possible, and a machine cut will never give you that kind of feeling. So now this rock, even though it's chiseled and shaped, it's still very close to the original source. So it feels more part of the landscape. It looks like the building is grown from the site itself rather than being put on the site.
This is our belief, and our belief is in creating appropriate design. Beautiful spaces, created using appropriate material, appropriate resources, etc. And so I would say it's what this site deserves. We've reached a stage in the construction where the shell is almost done, and now we're getting to the finer parts of the design, which is essentially adding some softness, some sensitivity, some warmth to the structure and to the architecture that is created. We're going to start with the roofs. Coming few months, we'll see how the design really evolves within this landscape, because now is when the fun actually begins.